Hello and welcome to 3D Dice. My name is Celeste Bloodrain, and today you're here for What's Shaking Live. This is a show where I tell you about all the new features of 3D Dice, and you all can ask questions, and hopefully, we can have a nice discussion. Um, where I'm going to start off with today is a couple of things. The big deal is that the marketplace is going live next week. Finally, we have all the backend systems going, and we've done all of the business work to be able to do dice sales. And this is super, super exciting. And the second bit is I want to talk about some of the coming changes, also going to be next week on the 11th, to how the Patreon rewards work. These two things are interconnected. Um, First, we got some random dice hanging out on the screen. Let me try to get those to go away. Alrighty. And some housekeeping. So, number one, follower goal. We passed our follower goal sometime in the night with 160 new followers. I'm going to go set a new goal for us. Let's go to the goals. Manage goals. Goal. Let's start a new goal. $170 followers. Amazing. Thank you, everyone who has decided to follow. And another bit of exciting news, our Patreon subscriber goal. We've been trying to get to $500 a month to be able to expand our servers into other regions. And we, as of this morning, we're at 300 of 500. We're past halfway, well past halfway. We're getting there. It is so close. Ahoy, Captain. Nice to see you. So, but first, I want to talk about some of the new features that got released. There was a whole slew of bug fixes that we've done, and if you want to check those out, those are in our change log. But first, I want to talk about the documentation. We did a huge overhaul of our documentation site. I mean, it was okay before, but now I think personally looks much more beautiful. We've switched underlying technologies for our static site generator, and we're now using a tool called Docusaurus. And I also went through all of our articles to try to make sure that they're up to date, because some of them had become out of date, especially with the updates to our Owlbear Rodeo extension, as well as some new extensions that got added. Captain Morgan says documentation is the hardest part and he hates it. Well, I hate it too. It is, it's a challenge. It's much, I mean, I got into this, the business of writing code because I liked writing code and I was no good at history or English. But unfortunately, writing the documentation is part of the deal. So, anyone who's listening or watching this later, if you could go to our document site, give it a look. If you see any places where documentation might be still incorrect or there are articles that you think should get added, please let us know. The marketplace documentation just says stay tuned for updates. I have a bunch of articles written for this, and these will go live on the 11th along with all of the other updates. But I did not want to release documentation about features that don't actually exist yet, like how to purchase a die. The next piece that I want to talk about is the community spotlight. This kind of features into the changes to the Patreon rewards. Now you can see this is our marketplace landing page. When you click on Discover Dice, you'll come here. This should be familiar for everyone at the top, but below here, we're now every week going to choose a random assemblage of dice from the community library to have here on the front page to give them a feature. These dice will be available for everyone to add into their dice box, whether they're a Patreon subscriber or not. And every Sunday or Saturday night, I think, these will rotate. And if you do have some dice that you've made, the dice moderator, go through each and every submission to make sure that they meet our community standards. They're a full set of dice and that they look cool. And then I flag them as featured. If you're in the Discord, you might get some notifications about that. And so we'll pick a random set of 6 from those featured sets to put on here. The next bit that we need to talk about is the changes to the Patreon rewards. So far we've had a small set of dice that were available only for patrons, and patrons got access to some extra features like making custom room URLs, changing the physics or the lighting in the dice rooms, and access to our patron only Discord channels. But as part of the marketplace go live, we're going to change some of this. One of the changes that we're making is that now access to the community library is going to be for patrons only. So if you want to add dice to your box and you want to get them from the community set, we've got 10,000 of these dice. You need to be a Patreon subscriber to have access. Everyone will be able to still view all of the community dice that have been uploaded, but you can see this is on the beta server right now. We're looking at my demo account. I'm not a patron, so I can't get these dice. I have to unlock this with patron. But we do have a set of free themes. These are going to be called our basic set. We want to make sure that people are still able to play for free any games that they want. So our base theme, the one that everyone gets in their box when they sign up, is Bees. It's good for D&D, it's good for Pathfinder, many other games. And we have a selection of dice here for the Fate system, one for Call of Cthulhu, Mouse Guard, one of my favorites, the Fallout D20 system, which has a special hit location die, and this set of dice here that's got a D6 with our logo on the 6. There's a lot of dice game or a lot of RPGs where 6s are super special, so this is for those, as well as a stress die for use in games like Alien or the Free League game for the zombies. What was that one? I can't remember the top of it. Oh, the Walking Dead. And then one for World of Darkness. This has dice. I'm so proud of this set. This has dice for all of the World of Darkness 5e games. We got the 2 that are needed for Werewolf, the 2 that are needed for Hunter, as well as the 2 that are needed for Vampire, and just a regular D10 to play all of your other not 5th edition World of Darkness games. So going back, so we'll all have those free sets, and any of the dice featured on the homepage will show up over here with a little feature tag, and you'll be able to add those to your box for free as well. So the next feature that I would like to talk about is updates to our merchant portal. So if you're a merchant, now that we're going to be releasing the ability for dice to be purchased, we've made a little dashboard here for you. On this dashboard, you will be able to see a chart of the orders that have been made for dice that you have listed for sale. You can see here, I'm part of the 3D Dice merchant. If you happen to be part of more than one merchant account, you will see lines for each merchant account separately in this orders chart. And any money that 3D Dice might owe you from your sales, you'll see here tallied up in this pending payouts widget. So you know if that you need to request a payout. We've also added a panel for your orders. This is a test order I made a couple days ago. You can see all of the orders that have been made in your merchant account, and you can drill into them to see how the commissions were split out if you want to validate that the commission splits that you had set up are being accessed appropriately. And then under payouts, you can have this button here to request a payout. And if you're part of more than one merchant, you'll have more than one selection here. And this will send a message as well as to us, so that we can go through the payout requests and send you the money that we owe you over PayPal. Yeah, so those are the exciting new features that we got. Also, I'd like to talk about tabletop weekend. So we chose the date because the 11th is National Board Game Day, and our friends over in the Tableverse are doing something really exciting that weekend. It's going to be tabletop weekend for Extra Life. There's a whole suite of different let's see, what's the right word? Events that are planned. So Grimbeard Adventures is going to be running a game. This is also going to include Goblin Tuesday, as well as 10 Rabid Bears and Rebel Aviator. I even made them a special set of dice for them to give away, a D6 for each one. Let me see if I can find that real quick. I should be able to. Let's see, discover dice. Go to the community. I'm not logged into my normal account, so I'm gonna have to go like a normal person. And it should be. Haha! The Tableverse D6s. So if you want to get this set of dice, I'm not sure exactly what the rules are. Maybe Grimbeard, I see you in the chat. You can let us know. But there's one with the Tableverse logo on it. A set for Xanthos, his basketball guy Derek. If you want to roll that as a 6, this one for Rebel Aviator. One for 10 Rabid Bears with Bears Claw Slashes for numbers. It's supposed to be tally marks. We got a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, and 5. And then his logo for the 6. Got one for Grimbeard Adventures. Looks so close to his die, but it's not on fire because of technical limitations. So Captain Morgan asks if he gets lucky enough that someone buys his dice, he'll pay a portion through PayPal. Yes. However, you need to first sign up as a merchant. If you want to do that, come here to go to sell your dice, fill out our form, let us know you're interested. Once we've got, all of that ready, and we'll send you a merchant agreement. You'll agree to that, and then you can list your dice as premium dice in our dice marketplace. Otherwise, if you don't do that, it'll just be part of the community set that patrons can get access to for free. And if they add it to their box as a free patron die, you don't get any money. But if you do want to sign up as a merchant to officially sell the dice, then you will get a portion of the sales. And back to where I was. Finally, for Goblin Tuesday, this is one of my favorites. Can I make my Warzone dice paid for, or maybe a different set paid for, says Captain Morgan. I think you can make your Warzone dice paid for. If I recall them correctly, all of the artwork used on them belongs to you or made by you. So there should be no copyright issues. And of course, you could add those as paid dice. All right, so those were all of the things that needed to be discussed for today. This one was a rather short. Grimbeard or Captain, if you guys have any other questions, or anyone else in the chat has a question, I'm happy to answer, especially about how to sign up for the marketplace, or the changes to the patron the patron rewards and how to add dice into your box. Captain Morgan says, neat. I can add dice for every game. You could. That'd be really exciting. I'm really hoping that this drives a lot of people to our site, as well as helping to support the longevity of the platform. Servers cost money, and the more and more people use it, the more and more servers we need. So it's really exciting to be in this place and to be ready to sell dice. Alrighty. So it doesn't seem like we got many questions this time. So I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you all for being here. Hope to see you all on the 11th. Hope all of you give the Tableverse a look and watch all of their amazing streams on April 12th through 14th. They're going to have some exciting things, like a campaign that like moves from channel to channel and GM to GM all through the weekend. It was great seeing you too, Captain. Thank you for the sub to Grimbeard, and I'll see you all soon.